Today I'm talking about email marketing and I'm sharing with you the Yogipreneur's guide to growing your email list. So the great thing about email marketing is that it actually gives you the opportunity to continuously email your audience, okay? And those people who you're emailing every week, those people have actually opted in to receive your emails, which means that they want to hear from you, okay? They want to hear from you. If someone gives you their email address, they want to hear from you. So if you continue to do what they've opted in for, which of course is to receive your emails and to get all of that amazing content that you're creating every week, then you're going to be able to develop some relationships and you're going to be able to build trust, okay, which is super important. As you build your business, you need to be looking for ways to build trust, because trust equals sales, okay, which means money in your bank account. So remember that sales don't happen overnight, okay? They don't. Someone isn't going to discover you on Instagram and just instantly want to give you their money. That's not how it works. You have to work to attract people into your community, and you have to work to build trust and to build relationships. So before I really kind of get into today's session with you, I really want you to understand the power of email marketing, okay? Because it's really easy for someone to just say, and I've heard this, okay, I've heard this, and it's just an excuse really, but it's easy to say, oh yeah, but you know, we get way too many emails in our inboxes these days, people don't pay attention to email. And what I'll say to that is that it's simply not true, okay? You do pay attention to email if it's from someone that you've opted in to receive their emails. And you know, that those people or those businesses, they've kept to their side of the deal, okay, by actually sending you content that you've signed up for. And the worst thing that you can ever do as a business owner is give someone an opportunity to sign up to your email list and then not send them any emails. That's the worst thing you can do. Like, what is the point of having an opportunity for someone to sign up for your email list if you are then not going to deliver on your promise and send them the emails that they're waiting for? So I hear this a lot, you know, I hear this time and time again from teachers who say, you know, I just don't know what to send. You know, I don't know what to send in my emails, or I've got nothing valuable to send in my emails. So let me know if this is you. Let me know if you are resonating with that. And this is actually a big misconception, because if you're doing the work to create content every week, which you should be, okay, and if you've been in this community any length of time, you'll have heard me talk about content creation many times. And so I'm hoping by now you're on board with that part of it, you know, with that part of growing your community and marketing yourself. Content creation is a key part of that. So if you're doing that, if you're creating content every single week, then you do have something to send, okay? So if you're telling yourself, oh, well, I haven't got anything valuable to, you know, send this week, or, you know, I've got nothing valuable to say, really it's just an excuse to not do the work, because you do have something valuable to send. And, you know, email marketing, it's worth your time. You know, pretty much everyone these days has email and uses email. And just to give you some stats, right? Just to give you some stats. Email marketing has a much higher reach and engagement than social media, okay? And this might surprise you, but email actually reaches 85% of the people that you send it to, okay? 85% of the people on your email list who have signed up for your emails, it will reach their inbox, okay? So that's the deliverability. They might not open it, but it will reach their inbox. Social media has way less reach than that, way less. Like most social media platforms, the reach is less than 1%. Okay, the open rate of your emails on average is around 23%. So this varies across different industries, and it could be higher or lower. So sometimes, you know, I'll have students inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher, for instance, or Yogipreneur Launchpad, and they'll share in our group, they'll share, oh, you know, my emails, my open rate is only 45%. And I'm like, that's huge. That's super, super high. Like if you have an open rate of 45%, you're doing something really, really well. Your emails are really getting through to your subscribers, and they're wanting to hear from you, and they're wanting to get hold of all of that content that you're sending out to them. So that's super, super good. And, you know, if you compare it to organic reach and engagement on social media, it wins every time. It really does. There's also a stat that you can Google this if you want to have a look for, you know, email marketing stats. Just get onto Google and take a look. There's tons there. But for every $1 that you spend on email marketing, the average expected return is $42, right? $42. Like that's huge in comparison to other marketing channels. That is a huge return on investment. That might sound a little bit over the head, but just to kind of give you some, you know, a bigger idea, and just to really start to look at these stats and see it for what it actually is. So as I said, hop onto Google if you want to learn more about that and you want to really look at how email marketing compares to other marketing channels. So my question for you right now here on Instagram, and you guys watching in the Facebook group as well, my question for you is this: where are you spending the majority of your time? Are you spending it on social media and trying to make, you know, your feed look pretty and trying to engage with people on social media? Are you spending more time there, or are you spending more time, you know, creating freebies for your opt-ins and promoting the fact that you have an email list and doing partnerships to kind of share the fact that you have an email list and to increase your email list numbers? Like, where are you spending most of your time, on social media strategies or on email marketing strategies? Because I think, you know, for most of us, like, the bright lights of Instagram are hard to ignore, aren't they? And, you know, the majority of your time should actually be spent on growing your email list, because that is where your community is. Your community is on your email list. Like, you will have a community here on Instagram and in Facebook, you know, you'll have your audience there. But those audiences, unless they're on your email list, you can't just reach out to them at any time, okay? Instagram, well, Facebook, Meta owns this space, right? Meta owns this space. You don't own this space. So you can't determine what's happening. Like, you can't determine how you can get in front of somebody and show up on someone's feed. Like, think about your own behavior when you're in Instagram or Facebook. You know, likely you see the same accounts every time you log in, right? You might be following thousands of people, yet you see the same accounts. Like, there's an algorithm working in the background, and you'd have no control over that. In comparison with your email list, like, if you look after the people on your email list and you keep to your side of the promise, okay, when they've opted in to receive something from you, you actually show up and you send the content that they've opted in for, and, you know, you show up consistently and you offer value and you educate and you help the people that are on your list, you will build up those relationships. You will build that trust up. You will gain sales from it. I can tell you right now that there is a direct correlation between the growth of your email list and the growth of your yoga business bank account. Okay, I can tell you that right now. So, you know, this is your opportunity, isn't it? Email marketing is actually your opportunity to proactively stay in touch with someone and to guarantee that you're going to show up in their inbox, right? 85% deliverability guaranteed, you'll show up. So you can't guarantee that on, you can't guarantee sharing something on social media and showing up in someone's feed. I'm not saying don't use social media, guys. Don't get mistaken. I'm not saying that at all. And if you have a content repurposing plan, which is what we teach inside Yogipreneur Launchpads, then you'll know how to create content and be able to share it in lots of different ways and across lots of different channels, including social media, your email list, a podcast, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever it is, right? So yeah, so think about it this way, like always think about your behavior and your experiences using these platforms. What is the experience that you have? And when you have access to someone's inbox, you can show up there week after week. Yeah, you can show up week after week, which means, even if they don't open your email that week, they're still seeing your name, right? They're still seeing your name in their list, of emails that are populating their inbox, which is this kind of sacred digital space. And what that does is it keeps you front of mind. Yeah, it keeps you there. It keeps your name keeps popping up every week, right? And, one of the biggest fears around email marketing is that you're being intrusive, right? You're being intrusive. So again, tell me if this is resonating. Do you feel like, oh, I don't want to send an email because it's a little bit intrusive. I already sent one this week. Tell me if that's coming up for you. What you need to remember is that if someone is signing up to your email list, they want to hear from you. They've given you permission. And so they want to receive your emails. So breaking through that fear is actually one of the best things that you can do for the growth of your business. You breaking through that fear of thinking you're being intrusive or thinking that, you're sending someone too much information. Let me be really, really clear and straightforward about something. Despite whatever's holding you back, you must grow an email list. You must. It really, really is part of your job as a online yogipreneur. Like, it's part of your business, and it becomes so much easier, guys. Like, your business and making sales becomes so much easier when you've got a viable email list. Now, I'm not saying when you've got a huge email list, that's not what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to have an email list of thousands of people to be successful, but you do need to have an email list. So, if you're yet to get on board with this, tell me if that's you. Again, no judgment. Let's just go through some steps, right? Let's go through some steps. So tell me if that's you. Are you yet to get on board with this? Do you have an email list, guys? Tell me. It's okay. That's why you're tuning into this today. That's why you're tuning in. So I'm going to take you through some steps. And the first step, like if you haven't got an email list already, the first step is you want to choose an email marketing software. Okay, so this is an email service provider. Okay, so what you're not doing here is you are not sending a load of emails from a Gmail account. That's not what we're doing. Like, that's definitely not what we're doing. You need to have a software, okay? So you need to have a software, excuse me, you need to have a software or a platform that's going to allow you to grow in a list, okay? And it's going to give you this functionality to be able to be able to tag people on that list, and also to be able to create segments of people based on their behavior and the actions that they've taken, okay? Might sound a little complicated, but it's not. Once you get into one of these programs, they're intuitive, right? They're intuitive. You don't have to know how to code or anything like that. They're pretty simple and easy. And they also allow you to set up email campaigns and to set up automated sequences, okay, to make your life easier. So you can't do all of that with a Gmail account, okay? You can't do that with a Hotmail account or a Yahoo account. So it's really important that you're not sending marketing emails with your own personal Gmail email address, okay? So that's point number one, okay? It also violates rules, because if you do that, you're not giving people a way to unsubscribe, okay? And you need to be able to do that. So if you use a proper software, you'll have all the functionality and all the legalities and everything that you need for email marketing and all the rules. So don't use your email, don't use your personal Gmail account for this. So instead, what you want to do is you want to sign up for a software, okay, that's going to make it easy. Now, a really great option is to use MailerLite. So has anyone used MailerLite? So MailerLite is a platform that, as I said, it hosts your email list, and it gives you a piece of code that you put on your website that then brings up a form on your website, so that when someone goes to your website, they can fill out their details in that form, and then the details get sent to the list that sits inside MailerLite, okay? So it's super simple. And you can add lots of these forms to various different places on your website. So, you know, the footer of your website, the header, you can have it as a sidebar, you can have it as a pop-up form. There's lots of different options. And when you have this form, something that's really, really important is that you don't use the form to say, hey, sign up for my yoga newsletter. Okay, so if any of you have this already, share with me, please share with me if this is you. Again, there's never any judgment here. You're here to improve, right? You're here to learn, and you're here to make improvements. So that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to be saying, hey, sign up to my newsletter. Like, that just doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't cut it, okay? Gone are the days where you could say, sign up to my newsletter for tips and tricks, and people would give you their email address. It just doesn't work anymore. People want to know what they're getting from you, okay? They want to know what is the value that you're going to offer them in exchange for their valuable email address. Remember, as I said, like, their inbox is this digital sacred space, and their email address is really valuable. It's a valuable piece of data. So why would they give you access to that? Like, why should they give you access to their email address? Why? Well, the reason is because you are offering them something really valuable that they need right now. So any guesses what that could be, guys? Any guesses what that could be? Okay, so what is it that you need? What is it that you need? What is that valuable piece of information? That valuable, something of value that you're going to offer? It's a freebie, right? It's a freebie. That's what it is. You're going to offer them something of value that they need right now, okay? So this, when you think about this, what is the valuable piece of content that they need right now? Yeah? This is why it's essential that you know who your ideal student is. And I say this every single week, but having a niche, right? Having a niche is going to help you to understand the problems that you can solve and how you can actually talk to your ideal students so that they can relate to you, and how you can create content, right? And offerings that people are actually interested in and want to give you their money to take advantage of. So one type of content is a opt-in freebie, okay? So this is a free piece of content that you can offer someone in exchange for their email address. And it's also called a lead magnet. So you may have heard it being called that. But most importantly, this freebie that I'm talking about here, this freebie is being created with your ideal student in mind, okay? So maybe you've created a bundle of short videos or audio meditations, or perhaps you've gone into Canva and you've created a nice PDF and it's got some journal prompts on it. Whatever it is, you're offering some kind of content that's going to help your ideal student to achieve something. Okay, so this is like some kind of quick win related to the problem or the challenge or the need that they have right now. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. So what this isn't is it isn't just a morning flow. Okay, a 30-minute morning flow. Who specifically is that morning flow for? Who is it for? And have you made that super clear in the copy on the form? Yeah, and the theming for the content itself. Is it clear? Is it a short 10-minute morning flow for new mums to do when their baby is sleeping? Okay, that's a bit more specific, isn't it, off the top of my head? Is it a 7-day transform your trauma mini course with meditations and breathwork practices and journal prompts and affirmations for women who, have experienced some kind of trauma in their life, and you can get specific on what that thing is that they've experienced? Like, this is about getting specific, yeah, and creating something that's valuable for a specific type of person. That's how you're going to get the sign-ups, right? That's how you're going to get people subscribing for this specific piece of content. Does this make sense? Do I need to clarify any of this? Let me know. Let me know, because this is super, super important. Like, this is one of the crucial pieces of growing your email list. You need this amazing freebie, right? You need this super specific, valuable opt-in freebie to grow your list. Because every strategy, every email list building strategy that I share with you, the basis of it is this, okay? So your freebie, it must be super specific, and it needs to be perceived as valuable in order for someone to part with their valuable email address. So let's say you've got your freebie, you've created your freebie, and no one is signing up for it. Yeah, let me know if this is you. Let me know if you have a freebie right now, but no one's signing up for it. I want you to get really honest with yourself. Okay, first of all, is it specific and is it valuable? Be really honest with yourself, because if it's just, a PDF of a posture breakdown, and maybe you spent hours creating these beautiful, diagrams breaking down a specific posture, I'm sorry to say it, but you need to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, you need to go back to the drawing board. Like, unless that's for maybe a teacher, right? Maybe it's a teacher in training. Then yeah, that would probably work, right? That could work. So maybe that's the wrong example to give, but you know what I'm saying here. Like, go back to the drawing board if you are looking at your freebie right now and it's not specific and it's not kind of valuable for a specific type of person. If it's a standalone general yoga class, that morning flow, but it's not saying who that morning flow is for and why they need it, then again, go back to the drawing board, get specific, because this stuff, guys, like marketing and content, it always starts with your ideal student and who you're serving. Like, what is the problem or the need and how are you solving it? I say this every single week. Like, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I have to, because this is something that has to land with you right now. Like, one of these weeks, it will land, the penny will drop. And I really hope it does. That's why I'm just going to keep on saying it, even if I do sound like a broken record. But you are building a business here, right? And business is about solving problems and providing solutions. So you must know your customer. That's it. Okay, so that was a reminder, a weekly reminder. And, you know, as I said, like if you've been tuning in for some time, then you know this already, but maybe you either need to get moving and take action, okay, and refine what you already have and tighten it up, okay? So perhaps that's what needs to happen. Okay, so once you've got your freebie, then you want to share it, okay? Now this sounds obvious, but it doesn't always happen. And again, if you've got a freebie, no one's signing up for it, the first thing to ask is it specific and valuable? The second thing to get really honest with yourself is to say, you know, have I been telling people about it? Have I been sharing it? You know, have I been getting visible and telling people about this amazing, specific and valuable freebie that I have? Because if you haven't, again, this is another reason. So this is actually where I see one of the biggest issues occur. And it's, you know, teachers, they have this freebie, but they're not sharing it, okay? And I guess, you know, and I've just given you a classic example of this, but there's this belief that people will tune out if you keep mentioning the same things over and over. And, you know, as I said, like if you don't feel like you sound like a broken record, then you're not sharing your freebie enough. It really is as simple as that. And the great thing about this is that there are some really clever ways that you can continue to keep sharing your freebie. Like you can be creative about how you share it. Yeah, you don't need to be, well, what I say here is you do need to feel like you sound like a broken record, but be mindful about how you share it, okay? So if you're showing up on stories every day and you're just saying, hey, I've got a free 10-minute yoga flow for new mums who, to do when your baby is having a nap, go get it. You know, if you're just saying that over and over and over again, then your followers might start to tune out. So what I'd say here is find ways, look for ways to create content that naturally leads into you talking about how someone can find out more through your freebie, okay? So this is more subtle. This is where you start with a tip, or you start sharing a story, or, you know, some insight. You're educating, you're showing up to educate, and then you mention the freebie after you've added all that value, after you've shared all that value, okay? So this is about having a call to action. And so just have a think about this. How can you show up and share something that actually leads in quite nicely to talking about, you know, or to saying, hey, you can learn more about this. I've actually created this epic piece of content that you can go and get your hands on now, and here's the link. So you're kind of leading people that way after you've shown up and shared some education with them. I would definitely use that approach more. But don't be afraid to just also kind of get onto stories or do a post that's what I call a direct marketing post. It's directly telling people about what you have to offer. So just have a think about how you're going to do that. What are the educational pieces and stories and tips and insight that you can share that will naturally lead into a call to action for your freebie? But also have a think about where you're going to do this. Where are the places that you're going to show up and share this? And then just be really intentional about it. Like, be intentional every single week, multiple times a week. Be intentional about signposting to your freebie, okay? If you are not doing that at all, guys, and you're just relying on having forms on your website for people to fill out their details, you're not going to grow your email list, okay? You won't. That's why you aren't seeing any increase on numbers on your list, okay? So you have to be proactive about this. You have to be proactive. Okay, so there's some kind of basics really with like setting up your email list and getting your freebie together, troubleshooting the freebie. We've just talked about that, like why, you know, you might not have any signups. But then what else can you do? What else can you do to actually grow your list? Do share. If you have a list, what have you been doing to grow it? Well, let's just go back to the forms on your website for a moment. Okay, so most of these forms are pretty basic forms. Like they're actually what I would call quite passive. Okay, they're embedded onto a page. And there's one particular form that's a bit more proactive, and that's the pop-up form. So you guys probably know what this is, right? Have you used a pop-up form on your website? Let me know. And you know, many people will say, oh, but those forms, they're just annoying. Don't be put off by that. Do not be put off by that. Like, even if someone finds it slightly annoying, the worst thing that they're going to do is going to click out of the form and just continue to look on your website. And if they don't click out of it, what are they going to do? If they don't click out to that pop-up form, they're going to opt into your freebie, right? So these pop-up forms are actually quite dynamic because they can pop up when you set them to pop up. Okay, so in the back end of your website, you'll be able to say, okay, when someone's been on the website or on this particular page, I want a pop-up to appear. Or if someone's been on the website for 5 seconds, I want the pop-up to appear. Or if someone is moving their cursor to the URL bar, okay, or to, you know, the browser tabs at the top, which means that they could potentially be leaving your website, I want the pop-up to appear then. Okay, so that's actually called an exit intent pop-up. Okay, because somebody is intending to exit your site. So that's actually a really clever way to grab their email address before they go. Because remember, think of it like this. Like if you've done all of this content marketing and you're, you know, doing your blog posts and somebody's discovered you from searching in Google, let's say, and they've come over to your website, if you don't have an opportunity for them to, you know, give you their email address, they may look at your website, leave, and never ever come onto your website again. You know, they may never ever see you again, right? So you must have these forms so that you can capture their email addresses, because if they liked what they saw and you've got this valuable specific, you know, content that you can share with them, then they you know, there's a good chance that they're going to give you their email address. So don't miss out on that opportunity, guys. Do not miss out on this opportunity to get them into your funnel and to start to build a relationship with them. So exit intent forms are a super clever way to do this. So if you're using these forms, you will see your subscriber numbers increase. Okay, so don't be put off by people you know, by thinking, oh, that's annoying. You know, don't be put off by it. This is marketing, and you know, if you've got valuable content, you want to be sharing it with the right people, and the right people will join your email list. So don't be afraid. The wrong people will leave, and that's okay. Like you know, there's enough to go around. Okay. The other thing to consider then when it comes to forms on your website is to use the right words, okay? So you really need to ensure that the copy that you're using on the form is showing to someone the value that they're going to get from this freebie. So kind of going back to what I said before, like you don't want to just say, you know, sign up to receive a 10-minute yoga flow. You want to get more specific than that. You know, you want to tell people what it is they're really going to get. And just really pay attention to this. And the great thing about this is that you can experiment. Okay, so for a month you could use some specific wording, and then you could, you know, the next month you could change that wording, or you can use different wording for different forms on different pages and just keep an eye on which forms are converting highest. But experiment with words like subscribe, sign up, download, you know, get my XYZ freebie, and make this kind of the copy that you're using, make this part of your strategy, you know, trying out different graphics, trying out different copy, get a little bit creative with this. Okay, so some specific list building strategies for you. So one of these strategies that can be really effective, and it's super easy to actually set up, is to use a quiz. Okay, so you guys have probably seen this. You know, this is probably something that you've done yourself before, where you've done an online quiz and then you've had to give your email address to get the results for the quiz. Okay, tell me, put your hand up if you've experienced that process before. And this is something that we have here at Digital Yoga Academy. Okay, so we actually have a quiz on our website, and you'll see it's at the top of the website. It's what type of yogipreneur are you? Okay, and this is one of our highest converting freebies, because you guys seem to all want to know what type of yogipreneur you are. And so you'll answer the quiz, yeah, you answer the questions, and then it's going to give you the results, and you'll land on a page with the result. And then we also offer you a 3-step action plan based on the type of yogipreneur you are. So this is actually based on where you are in your yogipreneurial journey, okay? And we send that to you via email. So this is a really great way, and you can replicate something very similar in your own business, but it's a really, really effective strategy for a number of reasons, really. Firstly, people love to find out things about themselves, okay? So I'm sure you can relate to that. And, you know, it's fun. It's a fun way to engage your audience, and it gives them something in return, okay? It gives them the results of the quiz, which is that the results are about themselves, and people love to learn about themselves, as I said. So the other great thing about it for you as a business owner is it helps you with segmentation, okay? So this is important for marketing, because the results of the quiz will actually help you to understand more about your audience. And then, because you've got your snazzy email software, you're not just using your Gmail account, but because you've got your email service provider like MailerLite, or maybe you're using MailChimp or ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign, like there's loads out there. But for you guys, I really recommend MailerLite. It's free for up to 1,000 or 1,500 subscribers. And it gives you all of the automation functionality for free as well. So in MailChimp, you actually have to pay for that functionality. So MailerLite is a really good option. But in MailerLite, you can tag people. So based on what result they got for their quiz, you can then tag them with that result, and that's going to help you to segment them in the future. Okay, so you would segment them based on their results so that you can then offer them specific content or specific paid offerings. Okay, so just to kind of give you an example of how that works for us here at Digital Yoga Academy, for the Yogipreneur quiz, you're either going to go into the first category, which is, and you'd get tagged with this, which is Yogipreneur Launchpad. Okay, so your test results would align you with the program that we offer, which is called Yogipreneur Launchpad, or you're going to align with the program that's the Profitable Yoga Teacher program, or your test results will show to us that you're further on in your business journey, and you're actually ideal for coaching or coming into our mastermind. So this is really clever from a marketing perspective. It allows you to segment your audience based on where they are in their journey, and it allows you to then offer them specific offerings based on where they are. Okay, is that making sense, guys? I hope it is. So, you know, if you've already got an offering, let's say, if you've already got an offering, then you would be able to then pop the people that align with that offering into a sales email funnel and sell that offering to them automatically. Okay, so this is when we get into evergreen sales sequences and all of that good stuff, and I teach all of that inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher. Okay, so if you're wanting to learn more about all of that, you'll have to get your name on the wait list. Okay, so some more strategies for you then. If you already have an offering such as a membership, so let me know if that's you, give me a high five if that's you, you could offer a free trial. Okay, so this can work really well, like super well. Let's say if you offer a 7-day trial to your online membership, because it's giving your potential students a taste of what you offer. Okay, it's giving them a taster. And of course, if they like it, they're going to continue with you, and they're going to continue to pay you money to access it. So if you don't have a membership, but you're thinking of creating one, or perhaps you're thinking of creating an online course, or you're wanting to, host a retreat, let me know if that's you. Then you should think about creating a wait list. Okay, so I just mentioned that we have a wait list for the Profitable Yoga Teacher program. So this is actually an opt-in. Okay, so this is something you can have on your website, and then people can opt in to find out more information about it when those offerings are live. So again, that's, it is actually a way for people to opt into your email list, and you can incentivize them. So you can say, sign up to the wait list to get a discount, let's say, like to get like an early bird or a wait list discount, or some other benefit that you might offer your waitlisters. Okay, where are we at? I think I have one more for you, and it's a giveaway. Okay, so this is another really effective way to grow your email list, and it's through offering a giveaway. So this actually works super well if you do it in partnership, or you collaborate with some partners. So this works really well if you partner up, okay, and you create a prize bundle where your partners have also contributed to the overall prize. And then you would create a landing page to promote the giveaway, and it would have all the information about the giveaway, the prizes, the partners who are involved, maybe have their logos on there, and it would have a form on it for people to enter the giveaway. So we've done this multiple times at Digital Yoga Academy before. It's a super effective list builder. And the great thing about working with partners is that they will then share the landing page with their audiences. Okay, so this is super effective because you're getting in front of new audiences. And the key thing here is to make sure that your partners are aligned. Okay, they are niche specific. So they also serve students or audiences who sit in the same niche as your own. Okay, that's super important. Okay, there you have it, guys. I could share many more, and I do share many more inside Yogipreneur Launchpad, which is our 16-week program, online program. You can get access to this today, and this is for you if you are just starting out with growing your online community. So if that is you, come and join us inside Yogipreneur Launchpad, guys. It is yogipreneurlaunchpad.com. Super easy. You'll find all the information there, and it's a 16-week online program. You get live weekly mentorship Q&A sessions. There's a fantastic community to support you as well. And this program, as I said, is for you if you're at the beginning of your yogipreneurial journey and you want to learn how to market yourself, how to grow your audience, how to create content, how to grow your email list, how to work with your network, extend your reach, be more visible, how to use social media. It's all there. But importantly, I also teach you about how to create offerings and how to launch and sell them as well. Okay, so go and take a look at yogipreneurlaunchpad.com, and if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to me here, and the team reach out to us here at Digital Yoga Academy. You can send us a DM. I'll see you guys next week. I'm gonna love you and leave you, but keep learning. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.